Evening, one and all. I'm Agam Manyar. I'm the co-founder and vice president finance at Liquiloans. I'll give you first my personal background before running you through what Liquiloans does. I'm a Bombayite, born and brought up here. Did my bachelor's from Nursing MBA from IBS Hyderabad. Then I was working with IIFL Wealth for more than 6 years. Managed nearly 3,000 crores of assets. Post which I was with JM Financial Wealth Management. Managed nearly 2,000 crores of assets there. And then early in the journey of Liquiloans, became a co-founder here. I'll also share my screen for you all to have a quick understanding about what Liquiloans does and why does it make sense for your investors to look at Liquiloans and invest via Liquiloans. Happy to inform you that we are the world's first CRISIL or credit assessed peer-to-peer NBFC platform product. We have done our assessment through CRISIL, right? Before even going to what and why we did all of that, I'll first give you a quick background of why did we start the company. In 2018, my promoter co-founders Gautam and Achal, that you can see on the screen on the bottom right, they essentially started Liquiloans. Before this, they were running a successful venture called Rento Mojo, which is an 800 plus crore entity. They were both erstwhile employees of IFL and ICICI. Post which in 2015 they started Rento Mojo. In that journey, there is a lot of good equity capital from Axel, which is the largest investor in Flipkart and Facebook, IDG, and Bain. Bain is one of the largest consultancy firms in the world. What they used to do back then was buy a lot of assets, which was furniture and appliances, and lease it out to millennials. Very successful model in that journey. What they eventually did is they went to Barclays Wealth Management, created a structured product where HNIs would invest into the asset and then sublease it to the end consumer. So that was a quasi peer-to-peer model. Now all of you all will be asking me, at least thinking for sure, what is peer-to-peer that he's saying about, right? Peer-to-peer is nothing new. Peer-to-peer is an age-old tradition of lending monies to one another, right? Our fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers always typically used to lend monies to one another within families, friend, or within the community to earn a fixed interest income, right? But unfortunately, with time, all of those practices started dwindling down because of two large issues. One, even a good relative or a friend would not repay or sometimes delay or default. In most cases, a lot of people saw a lot of delays which impaired their return, right? So then in 80s, 90s, people started going to a bank, people started going to an NBFC saying that I will make a deposit, let a professional institution manage my money and lend that money forward to both corporate and retail borrowers and then get me a good fixed return, right? But in the last 10, 20 years, we also saw that returns on these products went down. At the same time, people have lost money even in the safest of safest cooperative bank FDs, AAA debt funds, and even secured entities. What we wanted to do with Liquiloans was to reduce or mitigate all of these risks for the end investor so that he can get a very safe investment product. At the same time, he can make returns which beat inflation. So when we started this journey in 2018, thankfully, luckily, in the start of the journey, we got equity funded by Matrix Partners. Matrix is one of the largest investors in Ola Cabs, Ola Electric, Quicker, Tribber Hotels, MSwipe, Razorpay, Country Delight, etc. Right? Additionally, we got funded by great marquee HNIs like Kunal Shah, who's currently the CEO of Cred, who erstwhile ran Freecharge, which he sold successfully for $450 million. We got Mr. Abhishek Dalmia, part of Dalmia Bharat family. He's the chairman of Renaissance Group based out of Delhi. We got Mr. Ashutosh Taparia, who was India's largest income tax payer in the year of 2016. So it was not even a Tata Birla or Amani, it was Ashutosh ji who paid the highest individual income tax in 2016. He came on board and backed us. Then we got Mr. Satya Bansal, ex-CEO of Barclays Wealth India, who also backed us. Additionally, on the advisory board, we have Mr. S. Ganesh Kumar and Mr. Ajit Mittal, both of them who are well-known dignitaries of the RBI. So then we started our journey. We raised 12 crores of equity capital from all of these individuals, including Matrix, and wanted to solve for the fixed income dilemma that the investor had. Why do I say there was a dilemma? I would just take it to the industry first. What we saw is out of the total wealth that investors have, nearly 42% of their wealth was in fixed income. We traditionally did bank deposits, did PPF, did post office deposits, and eventually also matured enough to get into debt mutual funds. But what was happening is that people saw that interest rates were falling down. In early 80s and 90s, you were easily making a double-digit return in all of these products. today the returns are sub-inflation, which means even if you look at a 1-year FD from SBI, the return has come down to 5% annualized, which means even after doing that FD, you're not going to grow your capital, you're actually going to erode your capital because inflation is higher. So what we saw is investors at all points of time never take a risky proposition. Only 13% of their assets was in equity, balance was in real estate, and then the other was in gold, gems, and jewelry, right? So what we said is inherently Indians love fixed income because we always want to save to achieve our goals. Maybe somebody has a goal to buy a house, somebody wants to get their kids married, somebody wants to get their sons educated, somebody wants to plan a travel, somebody wants to eventually buy a car. But we inherently have been acting as a good saving economy, and that's why we've always saved money. But the problem lies is returns have come meaningfully lower than inflation. At the same time, the safe products in the country have lost money for the individual, right? So when we looked at these products, what we understood that there were risks that not many people understood back in the day, and that's why even a AAA debt fund lost you money, even a secured NCD lost you money, even a corporate bank FD lost you money. We said, what are these risks? Can we first understand them and then mitigate them? So what we did is we pulled out data. Now the data is from the top banks and NBFCs of the country, who essentially were the first source of our investments, which eventually then they use that money to lend it further. Now the best bank in NBFCs in the country are listed here, which is ICICI, SBI, Kotak, HDFC, and Bajaj Finance, right? The top 5 in the country. And what we did is we pulled out data from 2016 to 2020, where we started understanding why and where were they losing money. So typically when a bank in NBFC raises capital from you, either from a savings bank account or an FD, eventually they use that money to lend it forward to either retail borrowers or corporate borrowers. What we saw is whenever these guys were doing corporate loans, they started losing a lot of money, right? A weighted average NPA on corporate loans from 2016 to 20 was nearly 13.5%, versus the same entities when they did retail loans, their weighted average NPA on the gross level was just 2.99%, which means every time they did corporate funding, they lost 4.5 times more money, right? And that is why you will always see that an HDFC bank and Bajaj are one of the best banks and NBFCs in the country because they continue to slowly compound. And the reason for their compounding growth is the inherent type of loan book that they've created, which is largely non-corporate, which means every time an HDFC and Bajaj wanted to lend monies out, they would say that I'm not willing to lend monies to a large corporate. I'm better off giving my monies to thousands and millions of retail borrowers so that I can diversify my risk, right? And a classic example to show you this risk playing out, right? And ICICI gave out 50,000 crores to SR, turned into an NPA. They gave out 10,000 crores to Videocon, turned into an NPA. SBI gave crores and crores of rupees to Kingfisher, Bhushan Steel, turned an NPA. Did you ever come across HDFC and Bajaj losing 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 crores? Never ever. Why was this? Because as I said, they always concentrated in building a very large retail franchise so that the risk got diversified, because they always intended to give a smaller ticket size loans, but typically a shorter duration, right? And you and I, as an individual, whenever we take loans, we repay money on a monthly basis in a form of an EMI, which means we not just pay interest, but we also pay principal back on a monthly basis. Most corporates don't pay principal on a monthly basis, always just pay interest out. And at the time of repayment of the principal, they don't have that kind of principal. That is why you would have seen so many corporates go for refinancing their debt, right? Which means their capex cycles are so long. In most cases, they don't make money in the shorter to medium term horizons, and that's why they are always delaying or defaulting on their loans if they can't refinance well, right? So inherently, as we see from this slide, that if retail as a segment is the safest segment, right? If a Bajaj and HDFC continues to grow better because of the underlying retail loan book, the question lies here: why you as an investor don't get any exposure which is purely retail, right? Whenever you went to a bank, whenever you went to a debt fund, wherever you went to an NCD, your monies were only exposed out to corporates, which meant you were taking higher risk. What if somebody carved out and gave you only retail exposure? Inherently would give you benefit of more safer underlying. We said, as Liquidons, we will get you the retail exposure only, so that you can safeguard your investment. But in the retail setup, what type of loan should we help you get an exposure of, right? When you essentially went through a bank or an NBFC, you would say, I could even lend money for a home loan portfolio, or I would lend money for an auto loan portfolio, or a loan against property portfolio. Typically secured in nature. Because it is secured, it is safe. And that is what the thought all of us have. But data says otherwise. What does data say? That typically secured assets, which are home loans, auto loans, and loan against properties, have a higher NPA than typically shorter tenure, small ticket size, unsecured products. Something like a personal loan, something like a consumer loan that Bajaj is a pioneer of, and something like a credit card. And why does this happen? And again, this data is pulled out by CIBIL, which is the largest credit rating agency for individuals in our country. And this is across years. Why does this happen? I'll just simply give you an example for you to understand. So let's assume I was making 12 lakh rupees of annual income, right? And if I got a 40,000 rupee education loan from Bajaj Finance, and let's assume I have to repay that 40,000 over the next 10, 12 months, in most cases, I'll be able to repay that 3,000-4,000 rupee EMI easily, assuming I'm making a lakh of rupees a month. Versus that, let's assume a bank gave me a 50 lakh rupee home loan for which I had to pay a 50,000 rupee EMI. Surely today, easily I can repay that kind of EMIs, but nobody knows what will happen 5 years later than today, 10 years later than today, 15 years later than today. What will be my income? What will be my priority? What will be my liability? If something like a pandemic hits me, right? What if I lose my job? What if I have a pay cut? What if my other medical expenses in the family rise that happened in the pandemic? I may not be able to repay a 50,000 rupee or even higher EMI on a monthly basis. And that is the reason all longer tenure, large ticket size loans have had a larger or a higher NPA than typically unsecured credit lines. So what did Bajaj do uniquely? Bajaj said, let's build a consumer loan portfolios. These are small ticket size portfolios for the shorter tenures, and NPAs are typically less than 2% on a gross level, inherently making a safer proposition. We said we'll also help you get access to all of these good quality borrowers and give you a consumer loan experience, whereby we said that we will help build a prime retail debt investment product. Okay, so one, we'll get you only retail exposure, but the question is, what is prime here, right? What we understood, thankfully, from data is traditionally when you went to a corporate, you would say a good corporate is rated AAA, a bad corporate is rated D, which is junk. In the similar way, a retail setup also will have good, bad, and ugly borrowers. The good borrowers essentially are called prime borrowers. The bad borrowers are largely called subprime borrowers. But how do you determine who's good and who's bad? Good part is in the last 15, 20 years, whenever we took any and all form of credit line, can be a credit card, can be a personal loan, can be a home loan, can be a four-wheeler, can be a two-wheeler loan, all of our repayments which got paid out to the bank or the NBFC who funded us, all of that data had to be mandatorily submitted to a credit rating agency, which is typically a CIBIL, which is CRIF, which is essentially Experian. And these credit record bureaus would essentially give us a credit score on a range of 300 to 900, right? And which said that a guy who was average 700 plus is to be considered a prime borrower, and a bad borrower will always be in the range of 300 to 600. How do you get that score? It is always as a proportion of what is your ability to repay and what is your intent to repay. So let's assume you have taken multiple credit lines across past 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, and have repaid that on time. It means you have showcased ability and intent to repay. Then these credit rating agencies will start moving you up the curve towards 900. If you start delaying or defaulting, then they will put you towards 300. We said, can we get you not just retail, but one more layer of safety, which is prime retail borrowers who are average 700 plus of credit score? The idea was, if we make the underlying safer, but obviously investors' portfolio will be better. But what we realized early in the day was that just having a safer underlying does not safeguard your investment. Why do I say so? Let's take an example of a AAA debt fund. The underlying was safe, it was AAA. Then why did people lose money? People lost money not because the portfolio had a Divan or an ILNFS or a JSPL or a Yes Bank. People lost money because of concentration as a risk. What happened back in the day was that in India, not more than 40, 50 AAAs borrow money from the corporate debt market. If you look at good corporates, something like a TCS, Nestle, HUL, they never ever borrow money. Which means now when you invest in a debt fund, the fund manager has to mandatorily invest this money across those 40, 50 names. In some cases, the fund manager took higher concentration, 3%, 5%, 7%, in some cases also 10% in one or the other paper. And if that entity went down, you lost the whole year's interest or also sometimes principal. We said in the retail construct of prime borrowers, there is no such limitation. We can help you diversify at least 5 to 10x more than even a AAA debt fund, which means an average diversification across at least 150, 200 plus borrowers, whereby your exposure to even one prime borrower will be less than 0.5% of your invested capital, right? And that gives you crazy level of safety. So not just retail, not just 700 plus, but we said crazily diversified pool of underlying borrowers which allow you to save, mitigate your risk. But then the question that should come to your mind is why would a prime borrower come to Liquiloans, right? You, all of you all on the call, I'm sure, would get multiple calls from banks and credit cards asking you to take a loan on a daily basis, saying that, sir, there's a pre approved line of credit, please take a loan. You don't need to do any documentation. The credit card guys will hound you, sir, take a loan for any use case. You will say that for me, I am getting loans at the cheapest cost from the best banks and NBFCs of the country. Then why would I come to Liquiloans? We said the way we want to source these borrowers is not by doing any magic, is by to follow the industry leaders' time-tested successful business model. What am I talking about? We said that typically how you look at Bajaj Finance today, right? What did Bajaj do in the last 15, 20 years? They said, I will compete with the bank, I will get the prime borrower by offering these borrowers a no cost EMI proposition, right? Whenever you go to a Chroma, Vijay Sales, Amazon, Flipkart, what do you see? Bajaj is more than happy to offer a no cost EMI when you want to buy a product or a service. What did Bajaj do here? He said, I will tie up with these various point of sales vendors. Through these guys, I'll be happy to get these borrowers. I will not want to penalize any borrower to pay very high interest rates. I will say that just pay the balance principal in parts. Don't pay any interest to me. I will essentially make my income by charging the interest in the form of a discount or subvention that I make from the product manufacturer. We said that same model we will replicate in niche safer segments of upskilling education, discretionary healthcare, and home decor. What do I mean here? We said we essentially want to target the service segments in the country which are inherently even safer than white goods. And why do I say so? Because when the monies get disbursed for the loans that the borrowers take at these outlets, don't go in the hand of the borrower, directly get disbursed to the vendor, and the service that is being given out can't be sold. So somebody who wants to even commit a fraud can't commit a fraud here, right? So we started tying up with these brilliant large scale vendors like a Nursing Monji, like an Upgrade, like an Aptech, like a Quantinsti, hair and skin clinics like Dr. Patra, Richfield, the top IVF clinics in the country, Nova, Morpheus, Indira, Cloud9, top stem cell banking companies like Lifecell, MyCode, top home decor companies like LiveSpace, Design Cafe. 150 such large tie-ups where anybody and everybody has anywhere between 20 to 2 300 outlets in the country. Now, the good part is all of the customers who went to these outlets were never credit hungry. They never wanted a loan, right? When you and I want a loan, we'll go to a bank, we'll go to an NBFC. Will we ever go to Nova IVF to take a loan? The answer is no. Which means who's going to these outlets? Only those consumers who never wanted a loan but wanted to actually consume the service that the vendor was providing, for which they were more than happy and willing to pay the full service cost upfront. What we said is by these tie-ups, every such good customer who comes to these outlets will be offered a no-cost EMI, but we will not give out loans to anybody and everybody. We will do a detailed credit evaluation and underwriting of all of these customers. We said we will pull their credit report, we'll look at their banking statements, we'll essentially look at what are their salaries, which companies are they working with, since how many years, which city are they situated in. After assessing all of that data, my algorithm will essentially take a call whether we want to approve or disapprove a specific borrower. So let's assume my colleague who is currently on the call, Divya, went to somebody like an upgrade to consume a data science course, which costed 1 lakh rupee. She had two options on day one. She could either pay the full 1 lakh rupee upfront and consume the course, or Liquidons would have offered her a no cost EMI where if she got approved, she would have to pay 20,000 rupees upfront, and for the balance 80,000, she would have to sign a loan agreement, mandatorily sign a NACH, which is an auto debit instrument, and repay just the 80,000 back in parts. So let's assume that tenure was 10 months. She would repay every month 88,000 rupees via the NACH, which was a brilliant use case for the end consumer, saying that I am paying the same 100,000 but not upfront. I'm not blocking my capital. I'm paying that same 100,000 back in parts without paying 1 rupee of interest also, right? So most consumers will surely opt for the same. What will happen at the back end, because we help all of these vendors get more and more good quality clients, they would offer us a discount, typically in financial jargon known as subvention, right? And that discount we would deduct upfront before making the balance payment. So again, continuing that same example, Divya, who took the 100,000 rupee course from upgrade, paid 20,000 upfront to the vendor, which was her skin in the game when she got approved for the zero cost EMI. For the 80,000, she took a loan. But instead of that 80,000, which was fully to be paid to the vendor, which was upgrade, we said we'll deduct that discount upfront and pay the balance. Let's assume that discount was 10%, which means we would deduct 8,000, which is 10% on 80,000, and pay out the balance to the vendor, which means we would only give the vendor 72,000 rupees. Now the vendor is happy that he's got the money. He's now start disbursing the service to Divya. But how much are we going to recover back out of the 72,000 that we lent out? We are going to recover back 80,000 rupees, which means we paid 72,000 out. 80,000 will be our inflow, which means we'll make 8,000 rupees on 72,000 rupees, which is an absolute return of 11.1%, right? But the magic doesn't stop here. What we additionally earn is the beauty of compounding cash flows. So every month, considering Divya was repaying back capital, so let's assume the loan tenure was 10 months, she was repaying 88,000 every month. Whenever she repaid that 8,000, the money did not remain idle for the balance 8-9 months. What would happen is the 8,000 would again get reinvested in similar consumer loans. Again, that cash flow would get additional 10% discounting in another loan. Again, the subsequent cash flow will again get reinvested, again on 10% discounting, which means every cash flow, when it got reinvested, allowed the cash flow to compound, allowing us to earn a gross level return of 23-24%. And that is how Bajaj has been making money for the last 20 years by offering a no cost EMI, right? So great gross return of 23-24% plus, where the borrower is not even paying 1 rupee of interest. So very, very safe proposition. To say this, it was safe, what we said is not just was the return high, we said we will be more than happy to build a very ring fence structure for the investor to come and invest here, right? What do I mean by that? We said when an investor would come on a platform, surely they will get exposure to retail borrowers. Surely they'll get an average 700 plus credit score borrower. Surely the diversification will be across 200-300 borrowers. But at the macro end, first, the biggest risk that can ever play out is counterparty risk. We will mitigate that. What do I mean by counterparty risk? That you don't lend monies on to my bank account or on my balance sheet. Similar to how you've been operating and living with a mutual fund, the same modus operandi applies. The money of the investor does not come to me, goes into a third party escrow account. The escrow is also fully monitored and instructed by the trustee. And in our case, both of these entities are owned by the government of India and LIC. So these are neither my entities, these are neither private entities, both owned by the government of India. Your funds, which are then given out in the escrow, after the trustee looks at all the loan agreements, then remits it out to the borrower designated bank account, and all the repayments also that the borrower pays via NACH come back to the escrow. And out of this, we said we will ensure that the first come first capital and the return that you have to make from my product will go out first to you. And this payment also, you don't have to depend on me to pay it. The trustee will pay you back that money. Anything over and above your return that you make will be my success fee for me to recover my cost and then make profits, which means I am last in line to make money. What do I mean in more detail? What I said is I will bring in industry first 100% alignment. What does this mean? Unlike other traditional products who charge an entry load, who charge an onboarding fee, who charge an expense ratio, who charge transaction costs, I will not levy any and all such of fees or incomes. I will be more than happy to make my money after you get back not just your capital, but also your return. And what is this return? We said out of the first, out of the gross 23-24% return, the first 8 to 9.5% return goes back to the investor, before which I don't make any income. And what the investor needs to assess is what is the chance that he will not make this kind of return. We said that the margin of safety is very, very high. And I've demonstrated that below through an example, right? Where I'm saying that the gross return is upwards of 23. My current NPA on the portfolio is just 0.9%. But irrespective, what you should look at is what is CRISIL, which is the largest credit rating agency in the country, saying. We got our whole underlying loan portfolio verified, assessed from CRISIL right from inception till March of 2021, which also accounts for the lastest pandemic impact, where CRISIL opined that the worst case expected loss on such a portfolio will be in the range of 1.68 to 2.06%. Now, I am saying even at 6x of CRISIL's higher range of 2%, investor will not lose 1 rupee of return nor his capital. Now, how do I say so? Because considering you are making 23 at gross, and out of which the first, let's assume 9.5, which is the highest yielding scheme, you took that scheme, there's a margin of safety of additional 13.5, which is 23 minus 9.5. Now, CRISIL is saying worst case there will be a 2% impact. I'm saying even if it was 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 10 or even 12, till that number, even if that 23% had a 12% impact, the return will go down to 10.5. Investor will still make his first 9.5 out of that, which means even at 600% more NPA than what CRISIL estimates, investor will not lose a rupee of interest. Till date, in the last 4 years, when people lost money in a safest liquid fund, people lost money in secured NCDs, people saw volatility in the debt markets last year with bonds. No investor on my platform has even lost 1 rupee of interest, nor has seen any volatility. And this is because of the math that I'm showing below. Let's directly look at the right side of the equation, where we are saying, let's assume somebody invested 100 rupees and was yielding a gross of 23. And let's assume the CRISIL's worst case NPA of 2%, which means even after that 2% hit, investor will net out 20.9%. And I'm saying out of that, the first 9.5 still goes out to you, which means at all points of time, investor will keep on making the return that he was indicated, right? What has been my worst NPA till date? My highest NPA recorded was in October of 2020, which was a meager 1.6% gross. And again, mind you, that's gross, nets are even lower. And that is the reason no investor till date has lost even 1 rupee of interest on the platform. Over and above this alignment, what did I say is this alignment will ensure I will be essentially more concerned by selecting these borrowers, because as in when the NPA keeps on rising, it does not impact the investor first, it impacts my potential income. As in when the NPAs rise, I will start making lesser income because my income is over and above your 9.5, which means if the NPA was 0, I would have made 13.5%, which is 23 minus 9.5. If the NPA is 2%, I make 21 minus 9.5. If it's 4%, I'll make 19 minus 9.5, which means every time the NPA increased, I will start losing my potential income. And I, as a business, not just want to recover costs, but also make profit. So now I will be 10x more cautious while getting these borrowers on the platform so that NPAs remain low. Happy to inform you that I am the only profitable peer-to-peer NBFC in the country. which means even after the worst of worst pandemic, I have managed to pay out my investors their full capital in return and have managed to recover my costs and moreover be profitable, right? Which is a big safeguard that investors should surely look at. Over and above this, what I said is, gone are those days when investors were lazy. Typically, they would just go by the brand name that they were wanting to invest into. Let's assume a brand name like Franklin, a Divan, an ILNFS, because they always went by the brand name and did not understand where were these guys further lending your capital to. What we said is, if they were lending it to risky players, you may still potentially lose money. But that's why you need enough and more transparency to know what type of borrowers are you actually lending your monies to. And we provide industry first, complete transparency to each and every investor as well as their distributors. What we said is every borrower that you lend to, every borrower's borrower card will be available to you. Let's look at the first borrower on the triple bottom left. The borrower was working in TCS. He's a 42-year-old borrower staying in Bombay. His credit score was 853. He took a 24-month loan. His loan was for the purpose of education, where his monthly income was lakh of rupees, which means his annual income is 12 lakh rupees, where the total loan that he's taken was 2 lakh 13,000 rupees. But your exposure as an investor would typically be less than half a percent of your invested capital, which means even in the best of best borrowers, you will not take any concentration risk. And on the top, you'll always get a cumulative data across all the borrowers that you lend. This portfolio of one investor who's invested nearly 6 lakh rupees is diversified across 223 borrowers. There's no mutual fund who gives this level of diversification, where the average money lent out was just 2,900 rupees, average tenure was just 8.71, and the average credit score across all of his borrowers was 775, which means the underlying was safe, and more importantly, all of the details were transparent to you and as well as the investor. What we said is in fixed income. How do you evaluate fixed income? Traditionally, people used to do fixed deposits. They matured to NCDs, and then recently they started doing debt funds. But what you need to evaluate is not just the first two parameters, which is returns and liquidity. Good part is on both these parameters, we are better than the traditional products. Today, an FD yields nearly 5% pre-tax. The riskiest credit risk fund, which is the debt fund, yields 4.97% YTM post expenses. Here, my returns start with 8.15%, go up to even 9.5%, and hold for till the end. There's a special scheme that we have made available till the 7th of October, which also offers a 10% return, and I'll come to it. What we said is second important parameter that everybody should understand is liquidity. That if in a worst case situation, I need my money back, do I get it? Unfortunately, in even large debt funds, we have seen back in the past, they have stored redemptions. In lower of fixed deposits, people have not got liquidity because the banks were not able to sustain. A lot of banks collapsed, a lot of cooperative banks went down under. But even in the worst of pandemic, when there were two lower circuits, there was panic altogether in March and April of 2020. Anybody and everybody who withdrew capital from our platform got back their full capital and interest in T plus 2 working days, which means no delay, no loss, no impact. So crazy level of liquidity available on the platform. But how do we achieve this good return and liquidity? By deploying 5 risk mitigation practices. 1, alignment of interest. What do I mean by that? Which I said upfront that I am the only player who says that you take your return and capital first. Only after that, I will make 1 rupee of income. Unlike a debt fund who will say, I will keep on filling my wallets by earning expense ratios. But if there is a loss, I will not even share that loss. I will just pass that on to you and reduce the NAV. But here I'm saying I will be aligned so that I will make money at the end of the day. And surely the investor will make money before me. Second, what I said is to reduce risk, one needs to massively have a diversified portfolio. Unfortunately, you would have seen in the past a debt fund which is diversified across 30, 40, 50 names also has lost you money. We said we'll do average 200, 300 plus borrowers, which means nearly 10x more diversification to reduce the risk, where your allocation to even one borrower is less than 0.5% of your capital. Third, you reduce risk by essentially ensuring that the credit risk that you are taking is very, very low, right? What do you mean by credit risk? Credit risk is the type of borrowers and the use case of those loans are being funded for. The good part is my borrowers are not credit hungry. These are first of all not corporate, they are retail. In retail, they are 700 plus. In 700 plus, they are people who are taking no cost EMIs. They are not taking high interest bearing loans. And all of the returns are coming via subvention. So inherently, you have a very, very safe exposure into the best of best borrowers in the country. Fourth, the big risk that eventually existed in this market was interest rate risk. 2 years back, you will surely understand this, that liquid funds were giving 6% return. Today, the same liquid fund is giving just 3%. Similarly, a debt fund which was giving 8 is giving 5 or 4, right? Which means with time, when interest rates went down, investor actually never made the full 8%. He's actually making a lower return. Same with the liquid fund. But in my product, there is no such interest rate risk. Let's assume you invested for liquid or even invested for a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year product. Even if the interest rates went down, your return never went down. Let's assume you invested in a 2 year product which was yielding 9.3% annualized. Even after the interest rates going half or even half than that, you still kept on making that 9.3% return. And that is what the investor wants, predictability, that if I put in my money today, what is the return that I'm going to make at the end of the day? And fifth, biggest safeguard was the asset class exposure that you were taking. We said we don't want to do corporate, we don't want to do a mixed allocation, we only want to do retail. And if we do all of this correctly, we will ensure that the risk adjusted return on this product is higher than any traditional fixed income product, even higher than all traditional peer to peer platforms that exist in the country. Right? So, what are we saying? We are saying we are helping you to lend monies to prime retail borrowers, taking all of these largely in zero cost EMI loans, where their average credit score is 700 plus. The average tenures are typically less than 12 months. The loan sizes are so small, average 40,000-50,000 rupees, where your portfolio is very well granularly diversified. And the schemes mentioned below are the investment schemes for an investor. If an investor wants to start, he can start with as small as 50,000 rupees, go up to 50 lakh rupees of PAN card. The first scheme on offer is a liquid scheme where you can come in today, get out after 10 days, 80 days, 100 days, up to 365. You can partially withdraw, you can fully withdraw. Here you make a yield of 8.15% annualized, which is 2.5 times more than your traditional liquid product. Your liquid funds are just yielding you 3.25 today. All the other schemes, right from a 3-month scheme going up to a 36-month scheme, are lock-in schemes where you can earn as high as 9.5% annualized. So a lot of people come and invest in a 12-month product saying that my 1 year FD was just giving me 4.5-5%. Here, your 12-month product is giving me 9.5%. So even on a post-tax basis, the returns on this product is higher than the pre-tax return that I was earning on my traditional fixed income product. Plus, traditional products were giving corporate exposure, concentrated exposure. Here I am getting a much safer exposure of retail borrowers, very well diversified. Across all my schemes, investors can also opt in for a monthly interest payout so that they can gain visibility and also book their income on a perennial monthly basis. If they don't want the monthly interest payout, they can surely take a cumulative payout at the end of the tenure. So all of these schemes are open, right? What we eventually said is, why should you invest? We said we are the only uncorrelated asset class in the country today. We have no correlation with equities or debt markets. Last year, when both equity and debt markets saw crazy volatility, actual losses, M2M losses, panic altogether, none of my investors had any such issue. They had a good sound sleep because they continued to make their good high return, continued to beat inflation, saw no volatility altogether, and enjoyed the benefit of the product. How did we do this? By giving you the same equivalent type of portfolio that an HDFC and Bajaj would build, which is retail, diversified, brilliant use cases through low cost EMIs, and more importantly, we reduce the inherent traditional risk. We have no counterparty risk at all points of time that typically secured NCDs have, no interest rate risk or volatility, and no concentration risk. And to top it, the cherry on the cake was my alignment, which comes in black and white with every investor when he signs up on my platform. That until and unless he gets back his capital and his indicated yield of 8 to 10%, I don't make any income. I will make income only after he makes his capital and return, right? And that is the reason I have 100% success rate in meeting investors' indicative yields. No investor till date has even lost 1 rupee of return, right? Quickly running you through the numbers as on 31st August, we have cumulatively disbursed 559 crores as on 31st August. NPS practically industry's lowest, 0.9% on a gross level. Nearly 1,60,000 loans given out. More than 12 investors on the platform. And look at the renewal rates. Brilliant. 9 out of 10 people practically come back and renew their capital with me. All withdrawals, all monthly payouts have been honored with 100% accuracy, even in the worst of worst pandemics. And the best part about the business is in the last 4 years, we've had 100% success rate, which means across the industry, you would have lost money even in a liquid fund, in a bond. People have not got their money from an FD. People have lost money in secured NCD. People have lost money in preference shares. People have lost money in AAA debt funds. No investor has lost even 1 rupee of interest on my platform. I have a 100% success rate. And that essentially is Liquiloans for you, right? We were one of the first to get the peer-to-peer licenses. We've additionally got one more banking peer-to-peer, regular NBFC license in 2021, which will allow us to scale up meaningfully in the future, right? What I'll now take up is basic few questions that a lot of investors ask when they want to understand how do they start, which type of investors can invest, right? The first question I'll only answer myself. Any individual, HUF, private limited company, LLP, partnership, societies, private trusts, and NRIs through their NRO accounts can easily make an investment with Liquiloans. As I said, the minimum amount is 50,000 rupees. The maximum is 50 lakh rupees of PAN card. Okay. The yields that I have mentioned here, all of these yields are net in the hand of the investor. There is no TDS implication also whatsoever. The full income goes in the hand of the investor, and depending on his income tax slab, he has to pay his taxes, right? What was I talking about earlier about a 10% scheme? We have launched a special exclusive scheme of offering 10% even in my liquid product for somebody who invests 51,000 rupees exactly or 1,01,000 rupees exactly up till the 7th of October of 2021, which is the next 6-7 days, right? 10% on liquid. Practically, you can just ask investors to just park 101,000. Every one of you can easily go to 20-30 clients and say, just put in 1 lakh rupees, it's liquid. Withdraw whenever you want. Till that time, you hold the money, you'll keep on making 10% annualized, which is more than 300% more than all your traditional liquid funds or even savings bank account, right? Brilliant use case. Somebody who has a larger ticket size for investments, they can invest up minimum of 5 lakh rupees and up to a maximum of 50 lakh rupees in a special 11-month lock-in where they will again make a 10% annualized yield. So somebody who has good monies that are maturing out of an FD or want to have a large allocation in fixed income, don't want to play with equities, they can easily start with 5 lakhs, go up to 50 lakhs of PAN, earn 10% annualized yield in an 11-month lock-in. Again, this is a special exclusive scheme available only till the 7th of October, right? Now, what I'll do is I'll ask Anurag sir to open the forum for any and all additional questions. He may start with some of the questions that he himself has got from various partners, and then we'll open it all out for everybody to raise any and all queries so that we can resolve the same. Sir, I think you're on mute, sir.
Yeah, thank you for pointing out. Thanks, it was for Sagam for the great presentation. I'm sure it has made a lot of sense to a lot of people to understand why it makes benefit to invest in such a beautiful opportunity which you have created for retail. And since we, as representatives of the financial advisor community, we are the people responsible to bring retail to such innovative products. I think this is the right opportunity for all of us to bring all the people whom we know about, enlighten them on this opportunity, take advantage of this. Now I'll start taking some questions. So the first question I start with Mr. Ajay Srivastava. His question is, how secured is the principal?
So look at the security. When I'm saying that traditionally what happened in even a debt fund, the debt fund was raising money with you from, let's assume, 4%, 5% and lending it out at 5.5%. The margin of safety was less than 0.5%, right? Here I'm saying out of the first gross 23%, you're making the first 8 to 10%, which means there's a 13% margin of safety. And CRISIL, which is the largest credit rating agency in the country, is saying that the worst case NPA that you will see is 2%, which means out of 13.5, CRISIL is saying the worst will be 2%. I'm saying even if it was double of that, even if it was a triple of that, no investor will lose even 1 rupee of interest, leave alone his principal, which means at all points of time, investor will get back his capital, also his return, and more importantly, I am aligned with the investor that if I have to run my company successfully, recover my costs, make profits, I have to ensure that I source only good quality borrowers on the platform so that investor surely makes his money on day one, after which I will earn a rupee of revenue to recover my costs. And that has helped me to ensure no investor in the last 4 years has even lost 1 rupee of interest. That's how safe the product is.
Great. And I just to add to Mr. Ajay Srivastava's point to him from my side is that from the language which we understand from mutual fund side, look at the safety factors which drive a debt mutual fund. As he has explained the platform, debt mutual fund which is exposed to corporate borrowers have higher rate, which have traditionally higher risk of default, which is again getting averaged out in your NAV. That's why you see the returns fluctuating in your or falling down sharply at times because of the default in corporate. So the standard corporate rate of default is much higher. This is much lower. The number of diversification which a debt fund offers much lower. This is much higher. So again, a diversification factor here much higher. So both on traditionally both counts here much better. Third, a debt fund will earn from the expense ratio irrespective of the risk which is coming down from the bad funds, which will be passed on to the investor. Here, the risk of those initial defaults is absorbed by the Liquiloans as a company in their profits. So they are sacrificing their fees, but not disturbing the interest which is due to the investor. So in all terms, for our understanding, this looks much a superior product to a debt fund, which we normally advise to our customers. And it obviously comes with much better payout than a debt fund gives, which we know separately. I've already informed them about. So in all terms, for investor, it's better. For an IFA, it is better as compared to any debt fund you have. So the question, if you ask me, in compared to debt fund, this looks much more secured. That is how you can position it when you are speaking to someone. Am I right, Mr. Mania?
Absolutely lovely. This was a brilliant explanation, sir.
Thank you so much. So we move to the next question. Second is, are the borrowers who will be lended from the money invested, are they be made visible to the investors?
Absolutely, yes, sir. I just showed you a snapshot on one of my slides, which is transparency slide, where every investor gets a detailed login ID and password to their portfolios. Where let's assume they have lent monies to 300 borrowers. Every borrower's detail is available and visible to them 24/7 into 365. So even if somebody wants to wake up at 3 a.m. and have a look at his portfolio, yes, he can have a look and smoke and the distributor.
I saw that slide. Yes, absolutely. So that profile is available to the advisor who wants to the investor who wants to know what. So third is, are this scheme only available resident Indian individuals, or this?
NRIs can also invest here, but through their NRO accounts. They can't invest through the NRE, but they can surely invest through their NRO accounts.
Sure. So resident Indian individuals and NRIs through their NRO accounts can invest into that.
Yes,
as of
absolutely.
Cannot invest, right? As I believe.
Sorry?
HUFs?
Sir, HUFs can also invest. So I'll again reiterate: individuals, HUF, private limited companies, partnerships, LLPs, societies, private trusts, and NRIs through their NRO accounts. All of these investors can invest in Liquiloans.
Great. Thanks for understanding. Another question, I guess, which has come from the audience is the mode of investment is currently there's a net banking online, I believe, because we have enabled net banking and UPI, and then there is an NEFT option where we can share the bank account, escrow account of the investing company, and they can make the NEFT to that transfer and then do an online order based on that. Correct?
Absolutely correct, sir. The net banking is the most preferred way. I'm sure a lot of the investors have it today. And if not, they can surely use an NEFT or RTGS. They can remit the money to the escrow. Once they have remitted the money, got their KYC done through the funds expert route, and have signed the e-agreement that gets shot out to every investor.
Yeah.
As soon as that's done on a working day before 5 o'clock, the monies will surely get executed into whichever scheme the investor is opted in for.
Great. So I guess we don't have any questions. So I'll just on the chat, Vernal. So I'll just try to unmute you and then try to see.
So there's one question on the chat that I'd like to surely take again.
Sure.
What is the taxation on this income? Will we be treated as interest income or business income?
Yeah.
Surely this will be a tax as interest income, because this is the interest that the borrower is repaying to you. So depending on your net tax slab, you will have to pay your taxes. So somebody who's practically at 0 tax slab or a 10% tax slab will pay 10%. Somebody who's at 30 will pay 30, right? So it depends on the investor's income tax slab. All the income that I mentioned, right, from 8% to 10%, all of the income gets paid out directly to the investor. There's no TDS that gets deducted. Gross yields are paid out to the investor, out of which the only net payable difference is the tax that they have to pay to the authorities.
Okay. Yeah. So I just saw there were some other questions also.
Sure, sir.
How is this product different from, they have named another P2P company, but basically I think I will probably better answer for you on behalf if you, because the way he answered it very clearly. In other P2P companies, their fees is, if you look at that, is always, yes, Apurva, I'll take your questions also. So is always deducted irrespective of whether your yield is going up and down. Here, if you see, the most important thing is he has put the clause that only from after the investor return is met, he takes out his fees. That is the most important difference he has made. That has made a large amount of difference. And obviously, there are other parameters which you can obviously compare, like investing to the way of investing, choosing the kind of investors you want to, choosing the type of products, and most importantly, look at the mechanism which he has set, which is the Bajaj Finance kind of a mechanism to find the borrowers, which tells you why Bajaj Finance is the leading NBFC in the country compared to so many others. So exactly why this P2P company, Liquid Loans, will be so much different from so many others which you are naming. So
absolutely,
that's how
sir.
it is.
Absolutely. And I'll again to just add 2 pointers to this, that if the other P2Ps, which were practically even older than us, were easily allowing you to make a better preferential higher return, surely they would be also be making money. Why are none of these P2P companies profitable till date, right? And that will give you the answer. Second, the underlying borrower construct, right? Traditional P2Ps would lend interest-bearing loans to borrowers at 18%, 24%, 36%. Why would a good borrower borrow at 18 and 24, right? Somebody like Mr. Sabu here, he has a loan available from the bank at 8, 9, 10%. He will never borrow at 18% or 24%. Then who does borrow at such high interest rates? Only those guys who are rejected by banks and NBFCs. Why does a bank and NBFC reject a borrower? Only in a case where his credit score is very bad, he's already delayed or defaulted in the past, or his income is very, very low. So if bank and borrowers NBFC don't want to lend to such a borrower, why should you or investors take such type of risky exposure, right? What we are saying is get a prime retail exposure where the borrower is not credit hungry. He's taking a no-cost EMI. He's not even paying interest. Still, through the Bajaj Finance model, we are making a brilliant return, out of which the first 8 to 10% is given out to the investor.
And next question which we have come across is, what is the regulation mechanism here? Like we have for FDI, some FDs, the bank is a regulator, so RBI is a regulator. For a mutual fund, SEBI is the regulator. So who is the regulator?
So for us, RBI is the regulator. To do this business, you have to take a license from the RBI, which RBI started issuing in early 2018. This license is called NBFC peer-to-peer. Anybody who wants to operate has to avail of this license. Only then he can do this business. So we are completely regulated under the RBI regulations.
Correct. And the next question, which you already answered, was why will a 700 plus credit score take a loan at 23%? Because it's very simple. They are not taking loan. They didn't even, if you heard his earlier part, they didn't even approach to take the loan. They went there. They saw there is an option. You make a down payment so much and you can avail of the entire service through interest-free EMIs. That's how Bajaj Finance has been able to get hold of such, cool quality borrowers, like he was referring to me and so many others, because it makes our task much easier. We can decide on the spot, take a loan and things like that. And that's why you get such high quality borrowers with such great yield in such a kind of mechanism. That's why it is a very special kind of setup which you are getting part of while investing. Then the second is, does for every investment, does a certificate or some statement gets generated to investor after the investment? Then how is the communication?
Absolutely. Every investor gets an access to his folio statement showcasing what is the investment made, when did he make that investment, which scheme has he invested into, and an automated statement goes out every month to his email ID, right? Annually, he also gets an annual income statement to just file it for his income taxes.
Yeah.
All of that is available to the investor as well as on a distributor level, where they can just log into their dashboard and even download date-to-date specific reports. So if you want a report from 1st April to 15th June, you can download that. You want a 1st April to 31st March, you can download that. All of that available data is available through their dashboards.
So Ronak, I think their answer is question is answered. You get the investor gets a certificate as a statement, like how you get for other mutual fund and other thing. So the investor is very much clearly aware of what is happening. So I guess we have answered those questions. How much amount disbursed by Power? Like he said, how much amount is disbursed is based on the loan he's applying. Your amount is split into so many 150 to 200 plus borrowers and given out to these borrowers. Am I right? Like.
Yes, sir. And the average loan amount, that is just 40,000-50,000 rupees, where the repayment is an average 11-12 months, which means the EMI that the borrower is paying just 3,000-4,000 rupees. And that is why typically all these borrowers can easily repay that amount, and that's why NPAs are always lower.
Exactly. Right, sir. Then second thing is, if a question is, if investor wants to withdraw after 1 month, how will the interest be calculated?
So it's a, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead. You are best.
If it's a daily compounding on the liquid product, it starts accruing as and when the monies get deployed. Accordingly, let's assume he came after 1 month, and let's assume he's taken the liquid scheme, and let's assume the special scheme of liquid, which is at 10%. At 10% IRR, his amount will be calculated for, let's assume, 30 days that he's remain invested into us, and his let's assume 100 rupees was invested, 100 rupees plus 10% IRR for 30 days gets paid out in T+2 working days of him placing a withdrawal, right?
Correct. So basically, when you draw that money, if you put any Excel calculator, you will get a 10% IRR on that. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Shall I ask one question?
Yeah, I'm just finishing some question on chat. Then I will, Mr. Nagesh, you are free to ask. Can a school trust invest? Trust?
So, private trusts can surely invest. Public trusts are not allowed by regulation. So a lot of private trusts essentially pass a board resolution, or essentially it's available in their bylaws that they can make such an investment. So we have so many private trusts already make an investment with us. So can be a building society trust, can be a school trust also. They can surely make an investment.
Yeah. Sure. And I will take all the payout related questions in the end after the program is over. That because that is between we both. We will discuss that. I'll explain you how you get. So how will you get to earn? So Ronak, I think your question answered. So will on this earning will GST be applicable? No. So that I think the earning which there is no GST involved for the investor, right? For the interest, what
not for the investor. No GST application for the investor. It's pure interest income for him.
Yes, sir. So and can people also have a mandate to deduct money from account? Can they set up a mandate?
So there is an SIP scheme for the liquid product, which is at 8.15%, where you can even get a mandate signed. So if you are an existing investor with, let's assume, 50,000 minimum with Liquiloans, you can start with as small as an SIP of 5,000 rupees. Okay. And if you are a new investor, you can sign up a mandate of 20,000 rupees for at least 3 months, and post which you can change that amount to even a lower amount of 5,000 rupees.
So I would suggest you invest like Ronak, your question, invest, take advantage of the 10% scheme, which is going to run up to 7. This is a special scheme exclusively for Fund Expert. It's going to take advantage of that. Invest for next 7 days, get that investment of 51,000, and later on then set up a SIP or a mandate for automatic deduction at regular intervals.
Absolutely.
So I guess, Mr. Nagesh, you wanted to ask a question? You are free because I have finished the question. The payout related question I will answer post this session. Mr. Nagesh, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
सर एक्चुअली P2P लेंडिंग में जो बारोवर हैं उनका लिस्ट को दूसरे कंपनीज में मिनिमम 1,000 रुपीस लेंड कर सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ रूल्स रहते हैं, वैसा है अपने पास कुछ borrower के लिए इतना ही अमाउंट मिनिमम दे सकते हैं बोल के?
Means out of the amount what he's saying you have collected, out of that what is the minimum amount or there is a minimum you have to give to a particular borrower? What is the
No,
minimum?
so that is, the regulation is actually towards the maximum. So what did RBI say is when they issued licenses, they said that the maximum that you can lend to one borrower is 50,000 rupees.
Correct.
So let's assume you came with 1 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees or 50 lakh rupees. You
Correct.
can't give more than 50,000 to one borrower. The minimum that you can want to give to one borrower can be as small as 50 rupees or 500 rupees also. So when let's assume you come with 1 lakh rupees, typically your exposure to one borrower will be less than 500 rupees. And that is a brilliant level of diversification that you can achieve through the platform.
So Mr. Nagesh, to answer your question, unlike where there is a minimum of 1,000 rupees, here it can go as low as 500 or even lower also. So that is a much more diversification you get here compared to other places.
Right. Okay. And one more thing. अभी
Yes,
कोई कस्टमर एक 1 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्टमेंट कर दिए, अभी 6 मंथ्स के बाद ही एक्चुअली वो अमाउंट तो डिस्पोज हो जाता, लेकिन 6 मंथ्स में फिर अमाउंट चाह रहा, तो विड्रॉल के लिए रिक्वेस्ट राइज कर सकते हैं?
करेक्ट. अगर आपने वो 3 मंथ्स 6 मंथ्स या 0 होल्डिंग पीरियड वाला स्कीम चूज किया है, तो आप 0 मतलब आप कभी भी विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. 6 मंथ्स हुआ तो 6 मंथ्स के बाद आप कभी भी विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. तो irrespective of waiting for that's what he was telling, these they have, that's why their name also says liquid loans.
Okay.
You know that even though your loan disbursement of borrower is running in 12 months, 34 months, 6 months, which happens with other companies, here once your tenure is over, if you have chosen a tenure, if you have not chosen, assuming day one you have chosen the 0%, 0 day holding, that means anytime you want your order within 2T+2 they will reimburse that amount. They will not wait. They are not saying the borrower has to pay back. They will roll over the loan to others and give it to you.
Absolutely.
These loans are so high quality loans, there are always a borrower available to take your loan. Got the idea, Mr. Nagesh?
Okay. And one more thing, ये अभी आप जो presentation slides जो presentation के लिए use करें, ऐसा कुछ हमको भी कुछ presentation के लिए मिलेगा?
Set of presentation material, whatever you need. We will, that I will share. We will work with you and share with you. Don't worry. ठीक है?
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Sure, Mr. Nagesh. We will work. Okay. So I guess, and yes. So yes, Mr. Ajay Srivastava. So I guess I will thank you because now we will discuss. They have payout and other kind of questions.
Sure.
So I thank you on behalf of everyone for the great presentation which you did, and we hope we will continue to have more sessions with more sessions. We are today in a short notice. We got a sample set of partners to come here to talk to you. I am sure they have got more enlightened. They have got answers, and we will look forward to more sessions. And we definitely look forward to working together to make this a win-win proposition for all of us in time to come.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity. Looking forward to strengthen our relationship with you and reaching out to the masses and showcasing a very safe fixed income product to them. Sure. Please take advantage of the 10% scheme. It's a limited scheme only up to 7th of October. And if you have any additional queries, Anurag sir will surely help you out. We are also there to assist you in any and all form. Looking forward to enlighten the audience and make a win-win proposition out here. Thank you so much all for listening to me. Please do have a good day. Please stay safe. Please continue and stay on the call to hear about your payouts from Anurag sir. Thank you guys. I'll take your leave. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Anurag sir.
Yes, sir. One second. I'll just because now, yeah, you are able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So please
repeat the scheme till 10th October again.
Yeah. So what that is mentioned on the site also. If you go there, and I'll send you right now everyone podcast. We have a special scheme available to Fund Expert. To that for next 7 days. Make anyone invest for zero period for 10% XIRR. That means there is no minimum holding period. That means the person who invests, whenever he wants, he can draw from that, and the return on that is 10% XIRR. This is called Shubh Aaram scheme. This is available to only first investment by that investor. Like so whatever first investment does, and there is a fixed amount. He can, for zero holding period, there are only two amounts they are accepting, 51,000 and 1,01,000. Either one of that amount, first investment you can make and get 10% XIRR. You can draw this amount anytime. It's like a liquid amount. So just think, you can make this like a safety net for your investors. Invest like you are telling, keep some amount as safety net. Put this 51,000 or 1,01,000. one investment, this will continue to anchor 10% return. You can also choose monthly payout option. There is growth option. You choose monthly payout option, it will keep paying at a 10% rate every month, and you can keep it open lifelong, because whenever you want, you can take it. It's like a permanent safety net you have created at 10% because you have fixed it at 10%. So this is a great, and this is the first deposit. But if there's one more option in this, the investor can also invest 5 lakhs to 50 lakhs up to, all this is up to 7th October at 10%. Again, return for but then that will not be at 0-month period. That's a 11-month holding period scheme. That means the investment will be holded for 11 months. After 11 months, he can draw it anytime he wants. Because the investor then, what happened at the end of 11 month, it will roll over to 0-month period. And whatever 0-month rate is there, which is running between 8.15 to 8.4%, that rate will apply. So you will start getting 8.15% after that. Or he, on 11th month end, the person, if he wants to continue, he can choose a 12-month scheme, 6-month scheme, and take the interest of that. So at the end of that renewal time, he will get a notification. He has to just choose that option. Otherwise, by default, it becomes 0. So if that point is clear, I will now go to the payout and the benefit you get.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think there were
ये investment options में
हाँ
SIP की
investment
जैसा भी
investment options है.
जैसा भी option
SIP
कुछ
तो
है?
it was normal scheme. This is a one-time Shubharam scheme is for a lump sum payment only. Shubharam is not a SIP scheme. वो आप 51,000 का उसमें स्टार्ट कर दो और सिप आप एक सेपरेट कर सकते हो. SIP will go, SIP wala is only for liquid fund that will get you 8.15% because उसमें कोई tenure locked in नहीं है ना. You are doing SIP regularly. So वो savings account जैसा है. So SIP you can treat like a savings account में पैसा रखे हो
SIP amount कितने से starting है?
क्या? SIP 51,000 का आप इन्वेस्टमेंट कर लो. SIP तो 1,000 का भी बोल रहे हैं ना. You can set up.
Okay.
So SIP you think like from liquid, like instead of moving to liquid fund, you can move here. And you can put 8.15%. It will accumulate here. Whenever you find there is an opportunity to invest in somewhere in mutual fund, wherever you think, you can always ask him to withdraw and put it here. But you look at the payout, what you are going to get here. The payout which you are going to get here, the trail payout is 1% per annum. Now, which debt fund of liquid type gives you any payout of that nature? That's a 1% per annum. And 1% per annum is only if your AUM is, as long as AUM is less than 1 crore. If your AUM crosses 1 crore, this payout increases. It goes to 1.15. If your AUM crosses, this entire slab rate is present on the website in the admin panel. If it crosses 2.5 crores, it goes to the next level. So you can keep increasing your AUM, which is under you, and every time AUM increases, and this is a trail income. And just imagine you have a 1% nowadays in a lot of equity or hybrid funds we don't get. So here you are getting a 1% trail income, lifetime continuous coming to you on that investment which you are creating.
इसमें upfront भी कुछ है?
No, there is no upfront. There is no exit load. There is no entry load. There is no upfront. It is just like your mutual fund. You get trail. So there is no upfront. There is nothing. हाँ, yeah, tell me.
KYC अपना प्लेटफॉर्म से ही कर सकते हैं या कंपनी का वेबसाइट को जाके करना?
Now I'll share you the platform. I will show you how you can do it. I'll show you the platform. It's very simple. In 3 minutes, I'm even no mutual fund, nowhere you can do it that faster. In 3 minutes, you can finish it. First step, just register. So if you go to all your client account, just go to your client account. There's a P2P option. Click on Liquid Loans. Next screen will show you. Let me just share my screen.
And one more thing, ये चेक भी कलेक्ट करके डिपॉजिट करते सकते हैं?
कलेक्ट करके पेमेंट कर सकते हैं. We will share you the bank details where you can deposit it. वहाँ पर you have to select. There is an online option which is called NEFT. When you are placing the order, just choose that NEFT. And I would say NEFT is much safer. You can do an NEFT. Otherwise, I'll give you a bank account. You can get it deposited in that bank. So you can collect check also and do it. Like you said, all asset classes are available. So I'm just trying to show here. you just write and just see there is a option which you will get, which you will say here P2P loans. Just click on liquid loans. If you click on liquid loans, you will come here in your account and you will see all the data of the customer and everything. You can just enter all that. You register here, click on submit, check, just enter liquid loan password, click all the data. All data is pre-populated. Just check all that, click on submit. Once you submit, you go to upload documents and then you have to upload just document. Check. You can choose the bank, whichever bank, if you have multiple banks, then PO, the Aadhaar, or you have so many options here, Aadhaar, passport and all that. Just select any one option, upload the PO image and upload the PAN image. The moment you upload, you are ready to invest. So just go to invest and all these schemes are available. So here you can see these are your Shubh RM scheme. The first two schemes which you are showing here, see we have written I, these are Shubh RM scheme. So in these schemes, you can click, this is monthly payout, this is growth. So you invest, see this is, it is written 8.4, but it will not give you 8.4, it will give you 10% if you invest 51,000 or 1,01,000. Okay, so deadline, like I said, was up to 7th October. You can invest on this. The moment you register, upload, invest. It take, I have done myself, I have tell you very clearly, I have personally invested 1,01,000. Okay, so I have done the Shubh RM, you all can do yourself. So you just go there, click on this scheme, and moment you click, it will take you the next step, enter the amount, net banking, UPI or NEFT. So it's very straightforward or simple process to do this. Here, these two schemes are your 0-month holding period. If you can see, there is a 0-month holding period. So these two schemes, invest 51,000 or 1,01,000. If you invest any other amount, you will get whatever is return percentage. Similarly, now there is a 3 months holding period, which is 8.9%, 6 month, which is 9.3%, and 12 month, which is 9.5%. So these are all different. In both, you have monthly payout and growth. The last option is here, 11 months, again a special scheme, again it's written there, up to 7th October only you can do this. 10% XIRR, 11 months period, just invest 10% XIRR get. Here the minimum investment is 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs and above. Then you can invest in these schemes. These are 10% IRR. These are only valid for next 7 days. To just because they are paying this money out of their profit, because the standard schemes are these rates. Even otherwise, the rates are fabulous. 8.4 to 9.5% are fabulous percentage under current circumstances for this kind of scheme. You don't get this kind of scheme and this kind of liquidity for retail, which is generating a 1% payout. Now, in order to show you the payout, I'll just try to. If you go to your login, if you go here, you'll see liquid loans. These are the payouts. So you can see up to 1 crore, you get 1%. If you cross 2.5 crore AUM, you start getting 1.15%. If you cross 2.5, you get 1.25. If you go 15 crores, you start getting 1.5%. So you start getting, and this payout is sent to you every month based on your. So it's a very highly lucrative, highly worthwhile investment, very simple process. And once you have placed orders, you can see under orders, what is the status? Instant. You can withdraw later whenever you want to withdraw. You can see your dashboard. You can see your holdings. You can add additional bank account if done. To add additional bank account, you can just add in your profile and add it here and do this. And this entire whatever you're seeing here, this also will be shortly available in the new version app. I'm proud to announce next week you are getting 3.0.9 version of Fund Expert app, which will be much faster, much cooler, and liquid loans also will be available inside. So the same app will also come to you shortly. So all this extra benefit will come to you. So now I'll come back. If this point is clear, the payout is very straightforward, very simple, no hassle of calculation. If you have done any product with us earlier, you will know we have a very clear-cut payout structure, and it's very, very clearly online visible. You don't need any brokerage anything, because every calculation is so straightforward in this entire thing. Because it's just AUM into 1% into whatever you are getting. It's just pro rata. You know how the mutual fund calculate, how many days he is holding into that. So I think this is a brilliant product for customer and for an IFA to build a asset base. And you are building this in addition to your mutual fund long-term business, because most of our retail IFAs don't have any much debt. If you look at debt asset portfolio of mutual fund, 75%, 80% of that is held by, is being done by corporates or larger guys. Retail level, we don't have any debt much mutual fund portfolio, and we can't promote. We have also in past we have seen when we try to promote debt mutual fund, they have given us bad experience in Franklin and so many other cases. So again, people have lost faith in that. This is a great product to build additional, because this will come out of capital which they invest in FDs, which they keep in their savings account. You will be able to bring lot of such capital and short-term capital of so many companies, institutions, and so many you can bring it on board. The only thing is upper limit is 50 lakhs. So you will have that issues after some time that a single borrower cannot invest more than 50 lakhs. But that's why it's all regulated. Because who will audit all this? RBI will audit. And RBI audits are, you know, how are they? They are never easier to something to get away with. So norms are very clear. Industry is very established. Great names are after this Liquiloans. And I will tell you, if you do not market to your customer, don't think your customer will not take this. Customer is anyway going to take this. If you don't reach out to the customer first, he will go and take it from somewhere else. Because soon this product will start getting available on other media as well. They are going to start national TV advertising for these kind of products. So what will happen is investor will come and ask you, what is that product? And you don't want to sound that time, oh, that product, I knew that long back, I have it, but I didn't promote to you. Then he will say, why didn't you tell me after so many days? And you will look like, what I should have told him that time, why I didn't tell him. So that's why I'm making it very clear. Don't think that if you don't promote this product is going to be so popular that it will reach to the investor by. It's like Bitcoin. You didn't want to promote, somebody, he'll go and buy it somewhere. It's like that it has become. But unluckily, Bitcoin is a irregulated product. It's not that, so we can't promote as an investor. We can't do anything. But people are doing it across India. So many people are doing their own. So none of the financial advisors is advising Bitcoin, including me, because we don't know the regulatory fate of it. So obviously we cannot advise any such product, but still people are doing it. So that what basically I'm trying to give an example is, whether this is a regulated product, this will be promoted on national TV, this will be promoted by other channels like Cred and all, they will go all out and promoting it. Because one of the, so what will happen if you don't introduce your investor to this platform, he will get introduced by someone else and you will lose out on all the trail earning. So you want to capitalize on it, don't miss it. That's why we went ahead and integrated into a platform to give you the first mutual fund software platform which provides this in your own platform. And like we said, we are giving you so many different options to handle and manage. So many of you I know out there have taken your white label apps from us. So it can be inside your white label app. So it is inside your own app or your product and all that, which you can always upgrade to, or you can use Fund Expert app, whichever you want to do. But you must make sure your investor gets exposed to this. I'll tell you, if you don't tell your investor, he will do this without telling you, and you will have no idea that he's doing this, because there is no way. You don't get a cash, you don't get anywhere. He'll start investing to someone for this same platform. So I am suggesting you start telling your investor and get them onboarded and make them first investment on their own. First investment, even if they do 51,000, 1,01,000, it doesn't matter. Make them first start. Make that Shubharam. Later on, when he starts seeing that money coming every month, he himself will come and say, can I invest more in this because I'm getting so much return in this? You don't have to do anything. It will self-market. The product is so good, it will self-market itself. You have to just initiate it first to all your investor and make them as a habit. I'm saying next 7 days you have to tell it. It's a good time. It's around, we are starting off a new festival season. They can all start with an investment of 51,000, and later on you can obviously do a lot of things like set a mandate, set up this, do everything, and this will pay off very well to all your investors and to you as well. Building this habit of investing into this, and I would say be a pioneer in this. Don't be a follower in this. Be a pioneer in this by building this asset class. This asset class itself will be a large AUM for a lot of you in 1 year time to come. So then you will come back and tell me thanks at the end of 1 year when I suggested you this product today, because it's a chance to build additional AUM on whatever you built on mutual fund AUM, and much bigger probably from mutual, because you can be a pioneer in this to bring this. This is a standout. See, he told a few points. If you could miss out, there were some standout points. You must have heard of P2P. I'm not telling that. I have also seen a lot of P2P companies. A lot of P2P companies knock our doors every day to integrate. We have not integrated anyone like that. Every other company comes and asks us, can we have a fund expert? We have chosen this company because we understand it is our business, your business, and our long-term business. We are here for long term. We can't put any product or anything. A lot of, these companies have come. Crypto companies have asked me to integrate it. but we are not going to integrate anything which can spoil your or our reputation in front of users by any chance. So be rest assured, this is totally your investor, your user, you expose to them, you have full control over it, and you will be retaining full benefit out of it. We are fully here to support you this entire process of coming on board. And we are taking all the headache of integrating, making it inside. It will look so smooth and easy for a user, he will never think of anything else. So we have made all that happen and possible. Now we are expecting you to come forward and show that initiative and bring and drive those investors and bring that kind of investment base and build additional earning for you at the same time. So this is a great opportunity. I would suggest, please go ahead, go aggressive on this for next 7 days, and that will lay down. And in the next Diwali time, I'm sure in a year time, you will have such a big asset base on this product itself. I hope that will be generating a lifelong earning on this itself. Because it's like, a lot of people say, when can I invest in Bajaj Finance when it was very young stock? I'm saying here you have investment to invest in the, it's like you're in owning the business itself of that, because this is a cusp of some company which is doing exactly that, putting a competition Bajaj Finance for those kind of products which they were offering a financing, and they are coming forward and offering the same financing there. And our investments are going directly into getting those kind of fetching data. So apart, because I've seen all companies, there were a few standard points. This was the only profitable P2B company, he said, which again is a standard point. That means the company is generating sufficient surplus over the investor returns which has promised to make profit out of it. That shows the track record proven of that. Other companies, if they are not making, that shows the kind of borrowers they have brought. Those borrowers were not up to the mark. And those if you made somebody invest in that, probably you had a bad time after answering why those investments went wrong or something. Here, this is a much different product. That's why I'm saying, if you don't take initiative, nobody can force you to take initiative. But I would say it will go very simple. My logic is very simple. If you don't take it, this product will anywhere reach your customers and they will do it. So if you don't become the pioneer to do it, then later on, you will be like, you will say, yes, I also have that product if you want, like, but you will not be that pioneer. You want to be a pioneer to your customers. You have to go forward and tell them beforehand. So I'm saying, I would suggest, if you still have a little ounce of still doubt, invest your personal 51,000 day one and then try it out. But I would say, like I said, I gave my personal example. I have invested everything. I've invested in this because this is a very straightforward regulated product. I understand the kind of background they're coming in. The logic they have built it is very sound and clear. Anyway, if you have, I've explained you how to do on the website. I've explained you how it will available in app. I've shown your payout, and your RMs are all the time available to us. We are available to you. Please ping your group, understand, ask any help, need any help. We have the corresponding person from Spock from Liquid Loans available. This who I brought was a co-founder, but we all obviously I know from top to bottom. Anytime you need any help, we are around to get you that. If anybody still, if I missed out any point, please free to bring.
Sir, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Sir, suppose Subaran scheme में कोई investor 50% monthly payout और 50% cumulative में invest करना चाहता है, like 51,000 तो वो कर सकता है?
नहीं 51 वो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है. स्कीम बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है. 51,000 वन टाइम करो या 1,01,000 वन टाइम करो, वो जीरो होल्डिंग में, नहीं तो 5 लाख करो. शुभारंभ में 10% में वही है, बाकी सब फिर नॉर्मल रेट में जाएगा 8.4. वैसा स्प्लिट.
सो क्यूमुलेटिव और मंथली में नहीं कर
सकता. सेकंड इन्वेस्टमेंट करेगा तो एक 10 हो जाएगा, सेकंड वाला 8.4 8.15 हो जाएगा वैसे.
ओके सर, क्यूमुलेटिव और मंथली में हम शुभारंभ में डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते, एक ही चूज करना पड़ेगा.
आप हाँ एक ही चूज करना पड़ेगा दोनों में से, क्योंकि वो सिंगल एक इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए है. आप उसको 51 करेंगे, वो 51 करेंगे, वो एक सेकंड इन्वेस्टमेंट हो जाएगा. फर्स्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए सिस्टम अपने आप देख लेगा. क्योंकि ये स्पेशल 10% अपने टोटल अप्रोच से है. आप सोचो ना, आप 10% इन्वेस्ट कर दिए और उसका जीरो होल्डिंग पीरियड है, आप कभी भी विड्रॉ नहीं करोगे, उनको 10% हमेशा देते रहना पड़ेगा.
ओके गॉट इट सर. तो मिनिमम रिटेल इन्वेस्टर के लिए मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट आफ्टर द स्कीम नॉर्मल कितना रहता है? 50,000 राइट?
हाँ 50,000 करेक्ट. और 5,000 का मल्टीपल में बाद में आप जैसे उसने बोला ना, मैंडेट सेट करके जीरो होल्डिंग में आप कर सकते हैं.
और सभी फंड एक्सेप्ट अवेलेबल होगी, लाइक म्यूचुअल फंड में
सारे अवेलेबल होंगे, आपको सारे चॉइसेस मिलेंगे. कुछ भी आपको है आप पिंक करो, हम हर कुछ करके.
ओके, थैंक यू.
Okay, thank you. I think I already oversexted a half an hour, and we are always available one to one. आप लोग में से कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है जिससे we can't speak one to one. We have assigned a special person from our team. We will sending you a mailer which will announce the phone number person. One dedicated Spock apart from RM we have assigned for this scheme because I know a lot of you are interested. So your RM is anywhere there in your group to help you out. We have one dedicated separate person who will handle this and do that. A person cannot do more than 1,01,000 in Shubh RM scheme. If you want, you can do 5 lakh rupees. Zero holding नहीं होगा. 11-month holding period है. So those people who are confused, 5 lakh rupees you can invest in Shubh RM scheme. That is the 11 month. ये सबसे नीचे वाला. ये भी Shubh RM scheme है. If you sorry मैं शायद मैंने अब शेयरिंग हटा दिया. लेकिन वो एक बार वापस दिखा देता हूँ आपको. ये बॉटम में जो स्क्रीन है मंथली पे आउट एंड ग्रोथ, इसमें जो 10% वाला है ये शुभारंभ ही है. इसमें मिनिमम 5 लाख. तो अगर आप 51,000 करो, 1,01,000 करो और ये 5 लाख, ये वो दोनों भी कर सकते हो. मतलब 51,000 0 मंथ में, 5 लाख एंड अबव 11 मंथ वाला में, इसमें भी 10%. तो आई होप दैट वाज नाउ क्लियर. एक मिस्टर श्रीवास्तव जी का क्वेश्चन आता है. और अभी भी अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप प्लीज हम लोग को सेपरेटली पिंग कीजिए सो दैट हम लोग
लास्ट
बोलिए.
हेलो
हाँ,
सर, आपसे डायरेक्टली कांटेक्ट करना हो इन फ्यूचर में, इतना इनोवेटिव आप
बहुत
करते
easy.
हैं तो
आप लोग सब मेरे से डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड हो. आई डोंट नो, आप लोग रियलाइज नहीं कर रहे हो. आपके सारे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में जो 8310791241 नंबर है वो मेरा ही है.
ओके.
आप लोग ईच वन मेरे से डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड हो. कोई भी अनकनेक्टेड नहीं है भाई. देखो आप लोग जो सारे मैसेज डालते हो, आपके सारे इश्यूज आते हैं, मेरे को एक एक पता है. आई एम विथ यू 24/7. आपको जो रात में आंसर करता है वो मैं हूँ, जो संडे आंसर करता है वो भी मैं हूँ. ठीक है. सो आपको तो मेरे से कनेक्ट करने का कोई, आप लाइव ही कनेक्टेड हो. अभी आप व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप मैसेज डाल दो, आपको मैसेज में, तो यू आर ऑलवेज कनेक्टेड. देयर इज नथिंग. और कभी भी आपको लग रहा है ऐसा कुछ भी, तो आप प्लीज ड्रॉप कीजिए. आई विल पर्सनली कॉल यू. कई लोग फोन भी करते हैं पर्सनली, ऐसा नहीं. बट यू डोंट नीड टू, बिकॉज अगर सब लोग मुझे फोन करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली 1000 टुडे फंड एक्सपीरियंस वी आर हैप्पी टू अनाउंस वी आर कॉस्ट 1200 मोर. तो ऑब्वियसली आई विल नॉट एबल टू टेक ऑल कॉल. लेकिन आप व्हाट्सएप कीजिए, 1200 मैसेज भी मैं आंसर कर लूंगा. Okay, thank you so much. We are looking forward to your encouraging support and response so that we can make you first in every such innovative scheme in time to come. And that is the promise of Fund Expert. We will make you the best and the most financial advisor in the country. And that is our promise through our software, through our product. We'll do whatever it is to make you the best. We are already brought something and we will continue. See, it's our keen eyes. We continue to monitor and then we choose the one we find is the real Kohinoor type thing which we can bring it to you, because there are so many things, but we want to understand which is relevant. So we want you to take all this benefit and advantage of all what we are bringing to you. Looking forward to more and more support. Thank you. Good night. Have a great weekend and use this. Deadline is very much announced, so please go ahead and make full advantage. Thank you so much.